my oars inside the boat and lay by their side. The waves carried me as to and fro I rocked, sometimes in dreams or half-dreams. However, on sensing a gentle touch to my forehead, I stirred. Reaching up, I found a single white feather. Grasping my oars anew, I felt a strong determination to keep going, like the birds above, until I found land. I came to a green and mountainous island. My tongue felt like a dried fish, and so I disembarked in search of water. Before long, I grew tired and stopped to rest, leaning back against the trunk of an ash tree. I didn't hear the approaching crunch of leaves until they were right behind me. I hurried to stand up and turned to see a man looking at me with concern drawn all over his handsome face.
"You need a drink, I believe,"
he said.
"Well, you're in luck. Within the very next copse of trees lies a lake. The water there is the clearest and purest in all the world."
"Thank you," I managed to rasp as I set off.
"The pleasure's all mine, little one,"
said he. I soon came to a stop yet again and peered out from behind a tree. There were two setting suns, one high on the horizon and another, its mirror image, rising up from the forest floor. I stood transfixed, afraid to move for fear I would slip and fall into the sky. Then the sun below began to quiver. It rippled and distorted until I saw, in its place, a lake so clear that it almost didn't seem to be there at all. Upon it had landed several swans, but these weren't ordinary birds. Their eyes were deep and knowing, the eyes of deities, not beasts. I had no wish to disturb something which seemed so sacred. However, one of the swans came up to the bank. She stepped out of the water and slowly walked closer. I gasped at the creature that came out from the other side of the trees. It was no swan. A tall and splendid woman shook startlingly white feathers from her pale body. She turned, alarmed by the sound of my presence, and our eyes met. She shrieked as if my stare was so sharp it had impaled her. The disturbance startled the other swans who skated across the water, flapping their immense wings before taking flight. I reached the woman and sat down by her side, not knowing what to do. She stopped screaming momentarily and studied her image in the lake. The handsome man reappeared and placed his arms around the woman.
"I will take care of her,"
he smiled.
"She is a poor yet wild creature. I will ensure she comes to understand what is best for her. Drink up, little one," he went on. "You have done well. Drink and rest, and then be on your way. There is so much more left to see."
I cupped my hands and drank and drank. When I raised my head, I saw the silhouette of the man carrying the woman away across the lake. His feet were several inches above the water. On his heels there fluttered two tiny pairs of wings.